All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back. I'm a little bit sick here today, so if I sound like I'm about to die, I start coughing or whatever, just know that I'm not feeling too hot here. But I wanted to talk today about High Limit International at the Perth Motorplex coming up in less than a month. Today is the 6th of December. The first race is going to take place on December 28th, and then 29th, and then 30th. 3 nights at the Perth Motorplex for High Limit International, going to be the highest paying race of all time in the history of the country of Australia. And so that is very, very cool. It's going to be fun to be a part of. And so we've got the list of guys on the board here that we know are going to be there from the American side. And then we've got some of the Australians that we know are committed to racing the event as well. I have been trying my best here over the last couple of weeks to keep up with everything that is going on down in Australia, but I am struggling. I mean, it's like a completely different world down there. I'm asleep most of the time when they're racing. I catch all the highlights from Clay-Per-View on YouTube when I can, checking in. I got a lot of there's a lot of Australian Facebook accounts and stuff that I follow on there. Sprint Car Hub is great with Toby Belbowen. That Code Man guy down there as well. I kind of check his stuff out. Trying to keep up with everything that is going on down there because, like I said, man, it's a whole other world. When the races get going down there, it's going to be a 12-hour time difference to the East Coast here in the United States. So I have a lot of learning left to do, and I've been doing a bunch of learning to get ready for this race. And I'm excited, man. I think it's going to be a really good field, and I've heard only good things from, about Perth Motorplex, about the facility, and the racing that I've seen has been absolutely spectacular. So really looking forward to it. So let's look at some of the guys that we know will be there on the American side of things. This is one that's got that got announced really recently, and that's Justin Whittle. He is going to be driving the RBH Racing number 21. Now, I'm going to be mentioning a lot of car owners here that I have never heard of before. I'm going to be meeting them for the first time. Like I said, I'm still learning everything I can here about Australian sprint car racing. But Justin Whittle, after a really good season in the United States, turned a lot of heads during a lot of different races this year. He gets an opportunity to go over to Australia, and he will be a part of the High Limit International event. Also, you got Gio Scelzi, one of the full-time World of Outlaws drivers, finished up, 5th or 6th in points this year with the Outlaws. He will be driving I believe it's the Dan Golding number 71. And so interesting for both of those guys, Whittle and Scelzi. They are going to be going over there and racing these two cars for the first time in their career. Scelzi has been to Australia before, but for a different car owner, if I'm not mistaken. It'll be his first time driving this Golding 71, and luckily he'll have 3 nights to figure things out before, he'll have 2 nights before the $100,000 to win race, and so it's going to be great to have Gio down there. Also, Corey Eliason. We don't know what his plans are for next year in America, but we do know he will be driving the Monty Farms number 17, one of the most formidable, race cars in the whole country of Australia, probably the most well-known, maybe, I would say, of all the Australian sprint cars. That car came over this year with Jamie Veal behind the wheel when High Limit and the Outlaws ran the West Coast. And Corey Eliason has ran this car before. He will be fun to watch. Brad Sweet is going to be driving the Landrigan Motorsports number 49. I got a picture of the car. I saw it on Facebook the other day. It does not look anything like his car that you saw with High Limit this year. They got a new sponsor on it. No Napa Auto Parts or anything like that. And one thing that I like about the Australia thing is these guys are going over there and they're not going to have their normal cars, their normal chassis and engines, and their normal crew chiefs. So that kind of throws a little bit of a wrench in their plans as far as, they're not going to have the perfect setup and everything like that, right? It's a brand new thing for a lot of these guys, and it kind of keeps them on their toes. It was announced yesterday that Cole Macedo, he will also be going to High Limit International. Next year, he will be a full-time World of Outlaws driver. He will be driving the Trent Pigden number 7 car. And like I said, that was announced just yesterday, and Cole Macedo will be joining us at Perth Motorplex. His brother, Carson Macedo, who has been in the news recently, will be going down as well for Perth Motorplex's race. He'll be driving the Dyson number 99 AU. That's the same car owner as the midget that he ran out on the West Coast with USAC. And I texted Carson today. He said he will be there for High Limit International. So he is a great addition to have to the field, a guy that is definitely going to be right there in the running for winning the race. Rico Abreu is going to be there as well. I'm pretty sure this is actually one of Rico's own cars. If I'm not mistaken, Rico sent a container over there. I don't know if it was this year or last year, but I'm pretty damn sure that is going to be Rico's his own car. And so out of everybody on this list, Rico is going to be the only guy in some familiar equipment. And so he will definitely be a guy to watch for going into that big $100,000 win event. Kyle Larson, he is going to be driving the Jason Pride number 14. And Pride, after all my research and things that I've been doing here recently, is a guy that is pretty darn good down there in that Western Australia area, wins some races here and there. And so we'll see how it goes for Kyle Larson. I have no idea if this is like an elite car or anything like that. But I have seen Jason Pride's name pop up quite a few times when it comes to the results at Perth Motorplex and being up front and things like that. And the final American that we do know for sure will be going is Brock Zearfoss. Just ran his second or third year on the Outlaw Tour. He will be driving the Gold Star Transport number 95, and that is a car that he ran last year down in Australia as well. We'll see what Brock can do behind the wheel of that machine. Another guy that was kind of talked about, but we haven't heard his plans. I texted him earlier today, but it's been like 3 hours. He must have fell asleep. I don't know what's going on. But Parker Price Miller is a guy that people are talking about going down to Australia and competing in this race. I texted him, like I said, but he does not answer. It's been like, I don't know, a couple hours. I don't know what's going on. His phone must be dead. But but those are the Americans we know will certainly be there for Highland International. Pretty good field of cars right there. With Rico, Kyle, Brad, Gio, Carson Mazzito. This is a pretty good group of Americans, and there might be some more coming on we just don't know about yet. We'll have to wait and see for the full list to be revealed, but pretty good start here as we're about a month away. Now, when it gets to the Australian side of things, we're going to start the list out with Kerry Madsen. So Kerry Madsen, he is going to be in the Diamond Bay Motorsports number 26. That was a car, and I'm trying my best here, but I'm pretty sure it was driven by James Inglis, and something happened. Inglis has taken a leave of absence or something, and Kerry Madsen will be driving this car during the Perth Motorplex events. And Kerry, as far as I know, one of the best of all time when it comes to the Australian side of sprint car racing, all the big races. He has been in contention and won a lot of them. And so looking forward to see what he can do. Another car may be competing with the Monty 17 as one of the most recognizable cars down there. Dane Kingshot, the Crikey Motorsports number 2. He has been very, very good down there this year. Won a couple of races, and I want to say he was right there in the championship for the track championship last year. And so Dane Kingshot is actually a name that I'm familiar with. 2015, one of the first big breaks that I got as an announcer was with the POWRi National Midget Series during their POWRi Speed Week. Dane Kingshot was actually in the field, and so now he's kind of graduated up to the sprint car, and he's been doing very, very well in Western Australia. James McFadden, he's going to be there as well. Brand new team, the Brady Team Brady 23X, and he already took that car to victory lane, just won the Western Australia Sprint Car title, a big race down there at Perth Motorplex and in Australia, and McFadden quickly has already gotten a win with that team, and he is going to be certainly a guy to watch for when we get down there later on this month. Callum Williamson, one of the most successful drivers at Perth Motorplex over the last couple of years, his own number 3 car. Jock Goodyear and Ryan Newton. So those 3 guys ran this year with Highland Racing here in the States. Newton ran out there in New York and PA. Williamson ran in PA. And then Jock Goodyear ran a lot on the West Coast with High Limit. So it's cool to have that little crossover between those 3 guys running both in the States and out there in Australia. You got Luke Oldfield as well, the number 65. Brad and Jamie Mayolo, the 77 and the 99. Another guy that's kind of been out here in the United States as well running midgets is Caden Manders. He'll be in the number 60 car. He's won a couple of races over at Perth Motorplex as well. And another name that I have seen a lot pop up in the history books, looking at the all-time wins list, is Jason Kendrick in the number 11. He seems to know his way around Western Australia in a sprint car very, very well. And apparently he is a guy definitely to watch for. Could be an underdog, could be a sleeper to maybe get a win. A couple other guys that I couldn't fit on the board here that may be showing up. We don't know for sure. But Andrew Priolo is a guy that I see a lot on their results. Daniel Harding is maybe a name that could be familiar to people here in the United States. Taylor Milling is another name. Aaron Churkop, who was right there in the mix for the Western Australia Sprint Car title last weekend. Ryan Lancaster. Who else we got on here? J.D. Dack, Joel Ettridge. Chris Coyle is another name that I've seen a lot running up inside the top 5 in their results here recently. We've also got Brooke Newsom and a couple of other guys that are on my list here. Matt Eagle, he is the number 25 car, I believe. So, yeah, there's a lot to look forward to, and there's still a lot to figure out when it comes to the driver roster that's going to be going on with High Limit International. But these are just some of the names that we know for sure will be there. And it's going to be exciting, man. $100,000 to win over there at Perth Motorplex, December 28th, 29th, and 30th. You'll be able to watch it all live on Flow. If you wake up in time, it's going to be starting like 6 or 7 a.m. East Coast time, and then whatever it is, West Coast time, it's going to be 3 or 4 a.m. But still, it's going to be awesome. I cannot wait. I can wait for the plane ride, but I can't wait to get down there and start getting to work and you know, meeting all these guys and just checking out the facility, checking out Australia. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It is Friday, so as long as nothing crazy happens over the weekend with announcements or anything like that, I will not be back here on the channel until Monday. Appreciate all of your guys' support. Please make sure to hit subscribe, hit the like button, and comment down below. Do you know of somebody that's going to be there that I did not have on the list? Let us know in the comments. And also, what do you think? Are you excited for High Limit International? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you guys so much, as always, for all your support, and we'll talk to you again soon.